Welcome to Digital Asset News. Take a top stories in cryptocurrency and digital assets and break them down to bite-sized pieces. So today, it is Sunday, June 13th, and we've got some pretty great stories. They don't sound so good in the beginning, but I'll get to them and I'll explain why it is massively good. So first up, China's cryptocurrency mining crackdown spreads to Yunnan in southwest China. And this is great news because we're going to see a mass migration of all the different Chinese Bitcoin mining operators move into North America and Europe. So we'll take a look at that on top of the fact that we've also got some more great news as another country falls and they start to ask for Bitcoin, and this is in Africa and Tanzania. So we'll take a look at those two stories, and what I want to talk about real quick is what the heck is going on in the market. So again, it is Sunday, it's 5 p.m. here in El Paso, Texas time, a crisp, cool 106 degrees, and here we are. So the market cap, 1.63 trillion. And if you followed yesterday's video, we talked about how was Sunday going to be the day when we were going to see a massive dip. And everybody was saying that we were looking to go to this death cross. And one of the few people, CJ and Monty over at Market Rebellion, were like, well, we're just going towards that. It doesn't mean it's going to actually happen. But if the price keeps falling, we're going to see a crossover the 50 and the 200-day moving average. Well, that did not happen. And everything just seems to magically go in the exact opposite direction of what people think it is. And in the video yesterday, I said, I don't know what you want to do here. I mean, if my goals are not your goals. So if some people were all talking about selling and they were really scared that Bitcoin was going to go 25,000 and it was going to be really bad. And I just said, look, it's up to you to decide what you want to do. But me personally, and you can watch the video from yesterday, I said, I'm not going to sell. I don't really like to go back and forth. I'm just a long-term investor. I don't really care what happens as far as fluctuations in the market because I've learned the lessons from the past. And the lessons from the past were people who got into crypto and they sold and they were waiting to get back in, and everything just kind of blew up and they just missed the boat. So I'm like, you know what? I've got my exit strategy and it doesn't involve these short-term swings. So I really just don't care. Anyhow, so today it did the exact opposite of what most people thought it would do, and it's now 1.63 trillion. So that's pretty great. And on top of that, we actually talked about not just the death cross, we also talked about the massive amount or more increase in people who were wanting to short the market. And we took a look at BYBT.com yesterday, and it was about 80% people were shorting. And now today, magically, everybody's going long. So what does that mean? Well, it means usually that when you had a lot of people who were going short, and remember the price of Bitcoin was around 34,000, 35,000. Well, when it starts to go up to 38, 39,000, what are you going to see? You're going to see this. And this is over at Trade the Chain. What I like about it is because you can take a look at the wrecked positions, who got wrecked. I'm sorry if you were, but you're going to see a lot of those. Liquidations. Some of these, like there's Litecoin here, but most of these are Bitcoin. Bitcoin, Chainlink, Bitcoin. And I mean, if you want to keep doing that, then that is up to you, but not a good play, I think, for people just looking to get rich, doing shorts and whatever else. Do whatever you want to do. So that's what's going on. Let's take a look at what is up. Bitcoin is almost at 39,000. And then we got Ethereum around 25. I mean, everything's looking pretty good in 24 hours. So exact opposite of what we thought. Uniswap is up 7%. Congratulations. 4% for Litecoin. Watch out. Theta token up 10%. Everything, it's a good day. It's a great day. Everybody's happy. Let's take a look at what's going on. Let's just get into it, shall we? So I love these stories. I love these stories as China just says, we want you out of here. Great. Cannot wait to get all these Chinese miners out of China into North America and Europe. So let's just go take a look at what's going on. China's crypto mining crackdown spreads to Yunnan in the southwest. So just so you know, China accounts for over half of global Bitcoin production, but some miners have been considering moving elsewhere after the state council, China's cabinet, vowed to clamp down on Bitcoin mining and trading last month. The Energy Administration of Yunnan on Friday issued a notice ordering a probe into misappropriation, that's a nice word, and unauthorized use of electricity by Bitcoin miners, vowing punishment. A copy of the notice, which sets an end June deadline, was given. The probe in Yunnan, China's fourth biggest Bitcoin mining hub, follows restrictions in several other areas. The northwestern province of Qinghai, I think I nailed that, and a district in neighboring Xinjiang, same, have ordered crypto mining projects to close. Inner Mongolia has unveiled measures to crypto mining, while Sichuan, nailed it, is probably the industry. I probably butchered all those names. I don't really care. So here's the thing. There's a lot to unpack there. And I know people are screaming at this screen going, but you don't understand. All these Bitcoin miners, it's like 80%, 75 to 80% renewable energy sources. So that's not true. And then you don't understand. It's because miners from all over the world can tap into these big mining distribution centers, and they can, individual miners can go to like BTC and Antpool and all these things, and they can go anywhere they want to at any time. Hold on. So let's back up for all these things about how many are being used for renewable sources. 75%, 80%, I guess. And that's at any one given time. And you have to remember that this is information coming out of China. So if you think they're giving everything the most accurate information, not so, Mary Jo. Also, there was a great video from my friend Guy and his team over there at Coin Bureau. I'm going to direct you to this video, and he's going to break down it really simply about what's going on. He says, yes, there are a lot of renewable sources that are being used, but that's not every single time on every single week and every single month. Actually, a lot of these miners actually start to move and push forward into the inner parts of China where they use more coal power. And then once this coal power is being used, that becomes a little bit more dirty of a situation. So there is that part. Also, when we're all talking about the mining situation where individuals are like, hey, I can unplug and go anywhere I want to. That's true, you can. But have you seen these mining centers that are being set up in China? It's like rows and rows. It's like hundreds and thousands of different mining rigs that are put all together. So you may be able to tap in as an individual miner in your apartment or your house, or maybe you got a set of 5 or 10, and you're setting up to like some of these pools. But they, I believe, are like the lion's share, and I can't find any data as to how many exact mining rigs are in each of these warehouses that is all located in China. They're all over there. And one of those factors, and Guy talks about in his video, is where there was a flooding of a mining coal plant, and it dropped the hash power of Bitcoin by 30% because the electricity couldn't get to these mining operations. So even if you say that, hey, that is what it is. So we'll take a look at that later at your own leisure. And this, to me personally, I think is fantastic news. And I think it's fantastic news because, in all honesty, I don't trust China. I don't trust anything that's going on there. And I just think it's an unsafe situation. I am a patriot. I love America. I'm not going to deceive you by saying anything else. I was in the military for 8 years, and to me, I'm ecstatic that China is making the wrong decision. The government, not the people, the government is making the wrong decision by passing on crypto. If they want to pass on crypto because they want the digital yuan and really control all of their citizens, that is what they want to do. That's great. Let the 1.6 billion people just get passed over. And that's what they want to do as far as the government. The other 5.25 billion that are still left out there who want cryptocurrency will take it over and will run with that flag. So to me, this is awesome. And then even in Guy's video, he talks about how there's just been more and more these mining operations who are moving their operations over to Europe and North America, or inquiring about it because they're going to get shut down in China. I don't know how. It's a very simple way to think of these types of things. And then I also believe that these Chinese miners, to move thousands and thousands of mining rigs and open up a new warehouse and open up a new infrastructure and everything else, takes a lot of money. And where are they going to get that money? Well, they mine Bitcoin. So they would probably sell that Bitcoin to fund their operations to move to a West Texas, to move to a Canada, to move to Central Europe, Kazakhstan or whatever to start up their mining operations. So to me, I think this is just short-term pain, which will lead to long-term gain. And I, for one, am extremely excited that this is happening. And I'm happy that this is going to move out of China and actually become a more stable infrastructure for the Bitcoin blockchain and the whole network as a whole. So let me know what you think in the comment section, and let's move on to our next piece. And this is also great news. We did a video a couple of days ago, and I called it First of Many. And this was actually 4 days ago. And this is when we talked about El Salvador and what was going on with the president coming in and saying, hey, we're going to use Bitcoin as legal tender. I thought, well, this is in Central America. It should spread pretty fast. And I didn't think it was going to spread to Africa, but here we are. But I said it was first of many. And this is just one more country who's like, you know what? Crypto is the right way to go. So this is president of Tanzania calls on the central bank to prepare for the use of cryptocurrency. And she states, we have witnessed the emergence of new journeys through the internet. My call to the central bank is to start working on that development. So no, it is true that these central banks are still going to fight tooth and nail, and they do not want to have cryptocurrency come in and eat up what they're doing. But I see a lot of governments, a lot of different countries, and they're all looking at it a little bit more differently. I think they know that this is the future and they see the writing on the wall, so they want to allow this to come in. And one of the projects that is really working to these third world countries, I have to say it again, is Cardano. So with Cardano, you've got projects like World Mobile Token, WMT, where over on Dan Clips, Digital Asset News Clips, it's my second channel. And what we do over there is we highlight some more of these different projects that are up and coming. I don't like to do it on Digital Asset News because this is just for the news channel. So we talked about World Mobile Token. They are about to have their token generation event. And what they are doing is they are putting in infrastructure. See these little air nodes? That's what gives telecommunications and mobile service to these villages in sub-Saharan Africa. They've already done it. Guess where? Tanzania. And that's the first part. They're also putting in these solar panels so that they can actually power the service of these telecommunication towers or this mesh. And on top of that, if they, which they will, when they produce excess power, they can either sell that power or they can run the entire village. And this is what World Mobile Token is doing as far as the first part of infrastructure. The second part is using World Mobile Token, which is built on the Cardano blockchain to provide digital ID, to provide payments, to provide finance, to provide healthcare, to provide recording of different assets and properties and land, all those great things. So I see this all kind of coming together. I just think it's great news, and that's why over on Dan Clips, we're trying to get these Cardano projects, which are all either ready to launch, have launched a little bit, or are going to do a heavy launch in August when the smart contracts, the Alonzo integration goes live. So that's why we are doing those. We've already talked about World Mobile Token, Charlie, which is the Oracle, Indigo Protocol, and we just did one, which I thought was a really good one with my friend Hashoshi. YouTube Hashoshi. We took a look at Card Starter, which is a launch pad. So you can check those out. I'll link Dan Clips. Dan Clips, all you gotta do is just Digital Asset News Clips in YouTube, and it'll pop up. This will pop up. I even put this in a playlist so you can find it quite easily. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I think these are good days. So I just wanted to give everybody a quick heads up of what is going on. The real question, though, well, first of all, just to make sure everybody knows, I always look up things, is Tanzania right here in the middle part of Africa. The next question really is which one's the next countries to fall, where they start to say, you know what, we want to use Bitcoin, we want to use a Ethereum, we want to use a Cardano, we want to use a Tomato Coin, whatever they want to use, because they see the writing on the wall of what cryptocurrency is. I think in a lot of these places, the banks just passed them over because they're unbanked and underserved, and it didn't really work out because the banks just didn't really want to really get in there because it wasn't cost effective. They're going to bypass all the years that we had with the banks, and they're just going to leap over to blockchain. And that's why I think Cardano is doing the right thing to get into Africa, because that's the next big one. And lastly, I'll just say this. The CEO of Paxful came out and said that as far as peer-to-peer, the most people using Bitcoin, peer-to-peer wise, is in Africa. Let that sink in. All right, so that's it for today. Just give that quick update. I'll link Guy's video in the description. If you like that video, give it a thumbs up. Also consider subscribing. A lot of things we talk about on this channel are very time sensitive, so consider subscribing. Also follow us at Twitter on News Asset. A lot of things we talk about those things first over on Twitter, then we bring it into YouTube. So that is it for today. Thanks so much. I appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next one.